chose to do day 3, which was the Copper Coast. The Copper Coast is located on the southern coast of Ireland in County Waterford. Our group consisted of 5 people: myself, Josh Parko, Ava Carr, Ella McInerney, Nicola O'Dwyer and Aidan O'Heaney. We met in the morning to have a briefing on what we would be doing for the day with Brendan. Brendan gave us a quick brief on what we would be doing at each location also. The first area we visited was Tankerstown Mines. The second stop was Stage Cove. The third stop was the Copper Coast Geopark Visiting Centre, and the last stop was Tronabo Beach. At each stop we were given different activities to do, but also given specific equipment to use during these activities.
Stop 1 was Tankerstown Copper Mines. We travelled by bus from Dooley's Hotel to the mines. We got a safety briefing from Brendan to begin. As you can see, it was a very foggy day, so it was hard to see far into the distance. Here is an aerial view of Tankerstown in the 19th century. Tankerstown is an important element of industrial heritage of County Waterford. This group of buildings remains as evidence of the copper mining industry established by the Osber family. This area is of architectural, historical, social and technical special interest. It was originally established in 1824 and decommissioned in 1877. This first building is the ruins of an old mine shaft. It was the main production and operational mine shaft here. The miners descended down through the hole in the ground and climbed back out using a ladder. This next building housed a small steam engine which drove a pair of winding drums mounted externally. These drums pulled cables up and down the mine shaft to raise and lower the materials required. This final building was a pumping engine house, which once had a 50-inch steam engine which powered pumps taking water to and from the mines. The water was removed 24 hours a day and drained through the cliffs nearby. And finally, here is a 360 aerial view of Tankerstown Copper Mines.
Location 2 was Stage Cove. From Tankerstown we went to Stage Cove by bus. We parked the bus on the main road and we walked down the slope to the beach. The weather conditions were bad and the visibility was poor. There was a thick fog. On the beach we saw a small jetty. This was used to ship out the products from the copper mines by boat. This instrument here was used to pull in the boats. On the beach we also saw features from the copper mining left in the cliff. There was mine shafts left in the cliff, which is evidence that copper mining took place here. At this location we sketched field maps of the cliff face highlighting the features present. To estimate the height of the cliff, I stood in front of the cliff as a scale as I knew my height. We also drew a separate sketch of part of the rock up close. This allowed us to sketch the many different features present. These included crystallization and layering due to explosion during the formation of the rock.
Location 3 was Copper Coast Geopark Visitor Centre. After Stage Cove, we travelled by bus to the Copper Coast Geopark Visitor Centre. This was stop 3. The Visitor Centre was located in an old church.
Here you can see a piece of natural copper like what used to be mined. There were also other rock types on display. Here you can see a replica of Tankardstown copper mines. Here you can see a video of what it was like inside the mines. Location 4 was Tránamór. From the visitor centre we travelled by bus to Bunmahon Beach, where we were all given our safety gear and our equipment.
The vertical cliffs on the western side of the beach are approximately 370 million years old and are made of red sandstone and conglomerate rocks, which are sedimentary rocks. There's a mixture of these rocks inside the cliff. The cliffs themselves were originally laid down flat, but today are almost vertical in orientation due to the same tectonic events that created the Conran Mountains. The dark coloured cliffs along the western side of the cliffs of Tránamór are around 460 million years old and have a volcanic origin. The blue and green staining that can be seen in the parts of the cliff here is the result of water reacting with copper minerals which were present in the rocks.
We were given high-vis vests for visibility as the weather conditions were very poor. Hard hats were also provided as a safety precaution as we were investigating by cliff's edge so loose materials could fall. Safety goggles were also given for when we were using the smith's hammer to measure the hardness of rock, as soft rock and loose material could fly off. Once we had all our equipment, we walked a short distance from Bunmahon Beach to Tránamór, where we would be carrying out our investigation of the rocks, beach and cliff. Once we were down at the beach, we were given another quick brief from Brendan on what we needed to do in order to extract the data we needed to put into our field maps. We identified 3 types of rock present which form the cliffs. On our map we recorded where each rock type was found. Again, using the smith's hammer, as you can see in the videos, we measured the hardness of each rock type. We took 4 measurements in 5 locations of the one rock type and then got the average of the rock hardness. From our results, you could see that rock 1 indicated on our map was the hardest rock.
Here you can see us using the GNS to get our precise location and coordinates to mark on the map. Here we are using a laser rangefinder to get the height of the rock. As the weather was bad, we had to adapt and use a measuring tape to get the height.
We finished off the day by examining the other 2 rock types that were present and noting them on our field maps.
To conclude our day along the Copper Coast, we investigated the mines of Tankardstown. This helps our understanding of why we found mine shafts within the cliffs at 2 separate beach locations. The presence of green stained rocks indicate the presence of copper. Following the stop at the visiting centre, we got an insight into the lives and conditions of the workers within the mines. Our examination of Tránamór helped identify the different rock types and their level of hardness. As outlined in the briefing, there is a planning development for the top of the cliffs above Tránamór. Bunmahon Holiday Village Limited have applied applied for planning permission for development. The plan included the upgrade of the road from Bunmahan Beach to Tronabo, the construction of 43 holiday homes and site management office of the land. From our investigation of rock hardness, we believe it will be a poor decision to develop the holiday homes in this area, as the planet is located directly on the rock that we identified as the softest. This would also mean that the rock would be the easiest rock to erode, making it a poor location for the development of housing holiday homes.
We hope you enjoyed this video of our trip.